I would say the most common question that I get right now is when are prices going to drop? And now that we're in our spring market, that technically means more inventory, less bidding wars, and tons of homes that may change their price, right? So have the prices finally changed, and what's the outlook for the spring market? Let's talk about it. Welcome back and thanks for tuning in. So spring market is here and Q1 of 2022 is finally over, and we have the numbers to show you what's been happening and what we can expect for the next quarter. But is it all as good as it sounds to be? Lots of things happening in the market. We have inflation and interest rates and the new federal budget with all these housing plans. We have buyer fatigue and less restrictions in Ontario, and people are starting to travel again. Things are changing. But is this all enough to change the price of a home? Or does it still come down to supply or months of inventory as the main issue? Let's take a look at a quick recap of Q1 of 2022. So here we have a month-over-month comparison for the Ottawa real estate market, and we're actually going to go back the last 4 months just to give you an idea of how the prices are changing. But the emphasis will be for the Q1 or the last 3 months. We've broken it down into simple categories and types of homes so it's easy to follow along. So for detached homes, the average sold price for March of this year was $917,387. Quick note, detached homes includes all types, so 2 stories, bungalows, etc. Now for March versus February, that's an increase of about $8,000, which is a lot more stable than the increase from January to February. Semi-detached homes saw an increase of about $3,000 for an average sold price of $776,000. Townhomes, which is probably our most popular category of homes, increased by about $23,000 from $703,000 to just over $726,000. Condos were trading at $479,000. We're slowly heading into that $500,000 mark, and in March, that's an increase of about $13,000 from the previous month in February. Okay, let's look at days on market, and you can see that it's starting to drop pretty fast. We went from 23 to 11 in just a couple of months. Now the reason it's slower in March is because there's actually more transactions happening as we enter into our spring market, and the demand is still there. Months of inventory, or how much supply we have at the moment, is 1.3 months in March. That's exactly 39.5 days. So if no other home came onto the market in exactly 1.3 months or 39.5 days, we'd be sold out. This again indicates that we're in a strong seller's market and supply being our biggest issue. So in March, we saw again an increase in the overall sale price of all types of categories of homes. We do have to consider that these are the average prices, and that includes highs and lows, but it still gives us a good general understanding of what's happening. Obviously, these will fluctuate and could be different from area to area, and the types of upgrades the homes will have when it was built, among other factors. The big question, will these prices continue to rise or will they hover? For the next quarter or possibly all summer, lots of things happening in our economy at the moment. New interest rates just got announced today, and yes, they went up just as predicted. Stay tuned for a new video soon on that announcement. Then we have inflation, unemployment, out-of-towners taking advantage of our market. What do you think? I'm curious to hear what you think, and will prices start to drop or will they remain the same? Can they still go up? I think that the numbers for April will give us a good understanding of what to expect coming up. Thanks so much for tuning in, and catch you in the next one. Peace.